In this video, I want to take you guys through exactly how I package my eBay orders. So I made quite a few sales over the last couple days, and I sold a good variety of different items, so I want to actually go through it with you guys now that I'm selling some things, especially outside the video game niche. I want to go through exactly how I package them. I want to set up a tripod, take you guys through each one, kind of talk you through it, and maybe I can give you guys some advice or help in packaging your own things. I know I've got a lot of questions of should I be using a poly mailer or a bubble mailer or a box to pack this item. Hopefully this will answer some of those questions today. We'll jump right into it here, but real quick before I get into it, if you guys are new to the channel and this is your first time checking out the video, I do highly recommend subscribing. I'm the Commonlad, and we make a ton of different videos here surrounding everything from doing different sorts of hustles, selling things on eBay, Shopify, Instagram theme pages. If it sounds like something that interests you, please consider subscribing. And with that out of the way, yes, let's go ahead and start right into packing up these orders. We're going to start off actually with the first thing, which is actually pulling those orders. So I'll go ahead and throw them up on the screen as we go here. But let's go around the warehouse and go ahead and pick out all the different items from the different areas, and then we can go ahead and get them all set up on the shipping table. Starting off here, guys, with some video games. We got Bakugan in V7, which is right here. Following that, we have Fallout 3 in V31. Then we have Project Snowblind in V9, which should be, it was actually right here, I think. Next up, a Naruto game in V15. Let's see if I can see it here without pulling it out. It looks like it's going to be this one right here. And then finally, it looks like we have Minority Report in 103, which is this thing right here. I'll have to go through it and find it. We can actually get into the first packing tip right here, which is that every loose CD goes in one of these paper things that holds them, and it also gets a piece of cardboard attached to it so it doesn't bend in shipment. Now we got some orders for the new store. First of all, here, Panasonic KX TGA20C. It looks like that's going to be down here on the Panasonic shelf, and I have no idea which one it is, so I'm going to have to go through them here and try to find it. But this is a kind of example where I should probably switch to having a custom SKU in the eBay field, and then maybe, you know, doing some sort of sticker on them or some sort of label that tells me which one is which, because this is becoming a little bit of a mess to get to. Okay, I did manage to find it. It's right there, and luckily this one had a little bit of sticker residue, which I could see in the picture, which allowed me to pick it out. Otherwise, I'm not sure. I would have had to probably go through all of them. Anyway, next up here, we have actually an adapter. And I know I talked about these probably in the last couple episodes and talking about how these bring in some good money too, just the adapters without the phones. And I believe this is it right here. Anyway, I think we got $10.99 on it. You guys can see it on the screen, so I don't know why we're talking, but here it is right here, I believe. Yep, that's the one, and it actually looks like we have two of them in stock, so this is just the first one that sold. Sold this AT&T phone right here. I believe this is the second one that we have sold from AT&T, so those were definitely worth buying, and I know that I have some more of them in the most recent pickup that we just made. So that's good to get that off the shelf there. That'll give us a little bit more room there. The VTechs are still doing okay. We probably sold... they're probably our slowest selling phone. We sell more Panasonics for sure. The AT&T ones move fast. I think we sold a unit in one the other day. That one moved very fast. Yeah, VTechs are still good though. I'm still into them. But for right now, I'm just gonna decide to kind of slow down buying phones in all the all the different brands, just until we can get a couple more sales going. But right now, at this rate, we're doing about 2 or 3, maybe 4 a week, which is pretty good. So as long as that kind of keeps up, I will keep buying them. But I just gotta make sure that I don't buy too many at once, especially since I have another 25, 30 of them in a bag right now. All right, guys, so welcome over to the shipping table now, where we're gonna be packing up most of these items. I'm not gonna do them all on camera because that will take a little bit too long and be a little bit boring, but we will do a couple of them here, and I think we'll start off here with this AT&T phone because I want to show you guys exactly what I would do with an item like this. This kind of item could definitely go in a poly bag, maybe bubble wrapped and in a poly bag. It could go in a bubble mailer if you had a big enough one. But what I'm going to be doing with it is putting it in one of these 8x6x4 boxes. Now these look a little bigger than they actually are when they're not folded up. When you actually fold them in, they turn out to be quite small. They're about that wide. So that's going to be the perfect width for us here. And in this case, what we're going to be doing is basically wrapping this in bubble wrap. We're going to put a little bit of packing paper in there, and we're going to be packing it up in there. So I'll start off here by just adding some tape to the bottom of the box. I really have been struggling with this tape gun, but let's see if it works here today. Yeah, so that was a little bit messy, but anyway, we'll just have to live with it. And of course, it folded over on me, but anyway, we'll just cut it off like that. That will be totally fine. So there we go. This whole process, guys, is all about being as efficient as possible. So we'll put the box over there. We're gonna pull out some bubble wrap here. We are going to undo the phone. I should also mention that if you guys have any advice or tips that you'd like to add, whether or not it's for the items I'm packing here specifically, or just more of a general tip for other people that want to, that need help packing stuff or whatever, I would really appreciate if you guys leave those down below in the comments. I'm sure there's something that we could all learn from that. Anyway, I'm gonna go on here and just simply bubble wrap this up like so, put a little piece of tape on it like that, and then I'd usually just cut these off just like this. I might just add a quick piece of tape along the top here and another one along the bottom, just kind of fold it in somehow like this. And generally speaking, I know it's a little bit of work, but that is going to protect that phone and it's going to be good to go. Exact same sort of deal for the charger here. I'm just going to kind of wrap it like so. I'm going to make a cut in the bubble wrap. These bubble wrap things, they're from the dollar store. They cost about $1.25 per roll, and they get pretty good. I can usually get maybe 4 or 5 items out of them, and at $1.25, I know it's a little bit pricey, but for the selling price in these items, it definitely still allows for a lot of money to be made. They don't cost too much. I'm sure I could find a cheaper option though. In this case, I'm just going to fold the entire thing up like that, kind of wrap it around it so then nothing gets damaged. This is more of a precautionary thing. Honestly, you could just throw this in the box and it would probably be fine. But it takes a couple seconds here, and it's just going to make sure that our item gets there guaranteed undamaged. There's our 2 items, though, that are going in that box. So now we just simply bring out the box that we're going to be using. I'm going to take a piece of packing paper like this. I get this stuff at Home Depot. In a lot of, I don't know, there's probably a couple hundred sheets for about 15 bucks. Pretty good deal there. And we're just going to tuck it in. I'm going to leave it open like that. I'm going to throw the phone and this in there just like so. Wrap the packing paper around the phone like that. And now I'm just going to simply go ahead, close up the box. That is an item ready to go. So that's one down. I'm going to now print out my Canada Post label, slap it on right there. I still haven't got my Dymo going, but it would be probably a good time to get that thing going as we're starting to ramp up sales in other video game items. But for right now, I am just going to go on the Snapshot, purchase it, and I'm going to cut it out and tape it on, and that's kind of my plan. So that's done, just like so. This phone right here, the exact same thing will happen to it. I'm not sure exactly how long that took, but I'm guessing just a few minutes. And then we've got this item right here. Now this I'm probably going to throw in one of these poly bags that I keep way over here. Something like this would work just well. I'm just going to wrap it in some bubble wrap, throw it in there, maybe even fold this over on it, and then we'll seal it up. And that'll be ready to go. I'm not going to worry about putting that in a box. It's just too small to go in a box. I might even be able to throw that in a 7x9 bubble mailer, like one of these guys right here, and that would also probably do the trick. Okay guys, so moving over to video games, we have a couple different types that we deal with here, and like I said, most of the time it's either going to be one of these disc-based games without a case, or it's going to be one with a case. For very valuable disc-based games that do not have a case, I'm either going to just throw in an additional case that I get from wherever, or I have some additional CD ones, I believe, up here. Yeah, these kind of things, like so, and I would just throw it in one of those. That's going to protect it if it's going over shipping, and it's probably, if it's in one of these, probably not going letter mail if it's super valuable. Like if it's like an $80 game, it's just going to get shipped using regular mail. But if it's, let's say, like a $30, $40 game, I want to send it letter mail, I'm going to put it in one of these just to protect it. But in this case, this is like a $2 game. It's not worth the price of a case. We're just going to throw it in with a piece of cardboard. These are the pieces of cardboard that I have. They're cut into strips. I just sort of estimate it. I do a nice cut across just like this. And now we have a backing that disc can sit on. I'm going to put a couple pieces of tape on either side, and that will hold it there. It's not going to get bent during shipping. Okay, that's done like that. Super simple. 7x9 bubble mailer. These things fit in there perfectly. We're just going to slide it in like so. We're going to remove this seal right here and fold it over, and then that's going to seal it up. Sometimes what I do in addition to this depends on usually the value of the game and how much time I have, but I will sometimes grab a piece of tape just like so, and I will actually stick it down over the seam here just so that doesn't catch on any of the systems that it might go through and open up the package. These are pretty strong bubble mailers. The seals on them are very strong. I've tried to open them after I've accidentally, put this wrong item in or whatever, and they end up ripping or they just don't come open. They are very strong ones. They're best to be opened with scissors, which means they're most likely not going to get damaged during shipping. Just in case, so that's an extra precaution you can take. Then the label goes on here. I just print out a small little label from a custom template that I made in a spreadsheet software. So that goes on right there. I take the eBay address from the view details in the eBay listing. I get their address, and then I put my address, or my return address I should say, up here in the corner, and that all gets sorted out like that. Regular video game, even easier. You guys ask why I like selling these things so much. This is why. I open up the bubble mailer like so. I slide the game in like this, just like that. I peel this open, and I seal it down. I know this is like really obvious stuff for most of you guys, so probably doesn't matter, but there we go. At least it shows you guys exactly what I'm using and exactly how I do it, and that's it. It's ready to go. Slap your label on it, and it's good. And again, just for safety, I'm going to go ahead and throw a thing on here, but this is quite unnecessary, I believe, on items like this. Anyway, there we go. Now it's really good to go, and that only took a few seconds. But that's how you're able to sell games for maybe $4 or $5, where you're only making maybe, I don't know, $2, $3 profit per item. You're able to pack them so quickly. You're able to store them so efficiently. You're able to ship them so cheaply. When you add up all those variables, and you're able to buy them very cheaply as well. So it's a very low barrier to entry. You can have a lot of them and be able to pay off the lots that you buy fairly quickly. When you add all those up, it does make these a pretty economical thing to sell. And again, they all use the exact same packing material and a very quick process. Yeah, definitely a simple thing to do. So there you go. There's a look at 3 different things that I pack usually on a day-to-day basis. I also have some smaller bubble mailers way up here. Hold on. Let me grab one here without the whole thing falling down. We've got some of these yellow ones here. These are like a very small one. They're paper. I have some stamps that I do for my return addresses on these, so that goes very quickly. And these would be like what I would ship earring backings in, or very small little adapters or whatever. Those go for $1.90. I also literally have like a box of letters here, as well as like a whole bunch more sizes of these. I've got maybe 10 different sizes. But I've also got letters. These are just for shipping out patches and very, very small items that can go actual letter mail for $1. I do sell a couple of those, so I have a couple of these here. They come in lots of 100 or something like that, and you get them at the dollar store. So that's a quick look at that, and that kind of shows you guys a quick sample of most of the packing that I do in a regular day. Okay, so I just got all of those packages sent out, dropped off at the post office, so those are all good to go. And with that, that is going to bring an end to today's video. I did want to mention quickly that everybody has a different way of packing things on eBay, and there's really no right or wrong as long as the item is secure and gets to the buyer in the same condition that it was sold in. With that in mind, I would love to hear your suggestions or the ways that you pack things down below, and maybe that could help me or other people that are looking for kind of new ideas as to how to pack things, or maybe they don't have so much experience with packing certain types of items. That would really be appreciated though if you could drop those in the comments below. With that said, I hope you guys found some value in this video. Again, I'm just trying to provide, some basics to some of the people maybe just starting out on eBay, and some of the people who, again, haven't dealt with these kind of items before or are just curious as to how I do pack them. So yeah, as always guys, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to go below, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys all in the next video.